Welcome back, guys. So in our previous video I showed you guys how to take care of the blemishes and how to do frequency separation, meaning smoothing out the shadows and the highlights in the skin. Right now we're just gonna continue because, as you can see, the image looks flat, right? Even though it looks better, it does look flat. So we're gonna do dodge and burn, where we basically bring back the shadows and the highlights a bit more so that we can add more depth to the actual photo. Okay, so I'm just gonna flatten this. All right, I'm just gonna flatten that, and then I'm thinking of making, okay, I was gonna use something else. Let's just use the proper way, which I find it works better. I'm gonna create two curves, adjustment layers, and I'm gonna name the one dots and then the other one burn. Cool. So on this dots layer, I'm gonna take the middle point and then crank it up somewhere just here by the highlights. Really, you don't really want to do that. You just want to crank it up enough so that you can see the highlights coming out. And I'm actually gonna go move my point a bit up for the highlights. I would say around about there. Cool. And then I'm gonna hide that layer by pressing Command or Control I to invert that layer to hide everything we just did. Now the burn one is going to be the opposite direction, and this one I'm going to be more in the middle. I would say that's enough. Command or Control I to invert the maskings. So I'm going to take my normal brush tool, and then I'm going to zoom a bit in. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna target all my highlights, so I can see there's my highlights, and I'm gonna basically make them a bit stronger. I want them to pop more, so I'm gonna paint on this dots layer on the highlights, all right, to make them stand out a bit more. So, and just remember to paint with a flow that's low, minus on 10%. So I'm gonna paint on that one there, this one there, this one on the nose, there's some there, on there. Can make this a bit more bigger. I'm gonna zoom in. The same technique you're gonna use for the eyes also. So I'm targeting all my highlights. All I'm doing is I'm just making it pop a bit more. And the same thing I'm gonna do on the whites in the eye. Make the eye also stand out a bit more. That's all I'm doing. So now you can see we're starting to see dimension now. See, if you think that it's too much, you can always play with the font or the opacity to bring it a bit down. But for me, that's fine. Alright, especially in the eyes. So it's very easy to do dodge and burn. You just have to be careful to not overdo it, because a person can easily overdo these type of things. So we just bring back the highlights because the frequency separation took some of it away, so we just bring some of it back. That part there, I would say And like I said, you can always put the black and white layer on top to see where you should paint more. Cool, so now we have before, after, before, after. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing with the burn layer. So on the burn layer, we aiming for our shadows. We just wanna make our shadows pop a bit more. So we can add that depth to the photo. Keep in mind, you don't want to do too much. If you do too much, you can always bring it down with the opacity or fall. Just gonna do these also. Okay, let's see how far we got with that one. Cool, not bad. So there we have our dodge and burn. If I put this in a group, that's what we had before, that's what we have now. You can also, like I said, play with the fall or the opacity to make it a bit less. If you feel like it's enough. I mean, you overdid it somewhere. So instead of that photo, we have that now. Cool. So that's how you do dodge and burn.